Hello and welcome to the National Care Alliances. This video is being made to specifically give a background and instructions on how to use what we call our Help Near Me system. That is this entire bar, this entire section right here in the middle. Ultimately, it's a national directory of over 41,000 zip codes, 19,000 cities of data and information that are in this National Care Alliance database and directory bar here that we have here that we call the Help Near Me system. This little blue locator right here, we call it the Help Near Me button. And so the goal is that we're both high tech and high touch, both on the website application and on the apps that you can find in both the Apple Store and the Android Store. This little button here is set up to identify immediate services around you. So to start off, what I want to do is kind of walk you through how to use the Help Near Me system to identify interests, resources, collaborations, partnerships. It has a multitude of usages. So the first thing is the Help Near Me button, the little blue locator. When you push this button, it automatically or should identify the current zip code that you are currently in. And so I push the button here, and the Care Alliance finds my zip code, which is 30135. I had just happened to be in Douglasville, Georgia, which is west of Atlanta, Georgia. But for now, it identified just by pushing that button, it identified my zip code. And then in our database of 2 million plus nonprofits, community organizations, we also have a list of over 34 million businesses, but we have not put them in our database currently because we're have a different strategy of identifying the businesses as a business that cares. And so we have not incorporated that in yet. But for now, they are mostly nonprofit community organizations, organizations that their mission is stated as being wanting to help individuals and communities and institutions. And so, in other words, here you see all the organizations 30135. And then in the directory here, it now shows 100 of a total of 402 nonprofits and community organizations that are here. And as you see, I scroll through them. I call these are our nonprofit cards, organizational cards. So if you click on them, what's going to happen is it's going to open up each one of the cards should generate a link to Google, where Google will try to show you where these organizations are located. And by the way, all these organizations that are in our entire Help Near Me system are officially registered in the IRS, should have a current 990 form, which means they've been vetted by the IRS. This information is in public domain. There's some other databases that we acquired, so we weren't trying to invade anybody's particular privacy. So we definitely honor that at all times. But before I kind of show some other dynamics of this, as you see down here where it says show 100 of a total of 402, this number right up here is what controls how many nonprofits or organization at a time that you see. So we're only seeing 100 right now. If I change that number to 402, I'm going to hit search. And as you see, the bar over here is going to change because it's going to show the entire 402 nonprofits. On the website, this directory is in alphabetical order, not by locations, primarily in alphabetical order inside of this particular zip code just by itself. So again, 402 nonprofits that are here. Let's see, I'm going to try to intentionally pick something that I think has an actual website. So I just scrolled down to the first one I kind of found, the American Legion. When I click on its profile here, it's going to generate a tab that goes and search inside of Google. It's going to show you exactly where they're located here. Alpha Veterans Memorial, just for as an example, Alpha Veterans Memorial. If the tab has a website, if the organization has a website, it is going to take you out here, and Google kind of finishes the rest of the way. We're absolutely trying to get in touch with Google so that we can work on some kind of collaboration to make it easier for us to find information in various ways to identify additional services and programs. That is one of our strategies and our pursuits for now. So this just showing you what happens when you click on a particular tab. So again, so let me go by the instructions. I came to the Help Near Me system. I clicked on the Help Near Me locator. and that then at that point identified my zip code, 30135. That then at that point identified all the nonprofits and community organizations that are officially listed in our directory, which originally was only 100 at a time of other 402. I changed the number here to 402 to see the entire list. I scrolled down to where it says American Legion as an example, clicked on it. It then took me to Google, out to their site, and showed me exactly how to show me exactly where that organization is. So this particular video is going to be first on just the Help Near Me button. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to actually do this within the entire Help Near Me system. Welcome to the Carolinas. Thank you.